Your voice, your community station. You are listening to IPL Radio.
You're on Up Late with Evan and Nate.
Here on IPL Radio.
Quality content.
Top tier. Up Late.
With Evan and Nate. Did we
Yeah.
get that one good?
It was okay.
Oh, we've got the in. You forgot. We forgot the with in IPL radio or whatever.
Yeah, that's your fault.
Yeah, I actually messed up. I've been so onto getting it right, and I messed it up. My bad.
Yeah. So we're about to talk about Halloween and stuff. Seems like you've already dressed up. It's tomorrow. I hope you know that. You're looking like lumberjack looking Dexter over here.
Oh, really? Yeah. No, I you know, that's my style. You know, like, that's just me every day. I don't need to dress up to look like a lumberjack Dexter.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's fair. So yeah, what have we got on today?
We're going to be talking some Halloween themes.
Yeah.
So we've got a few things like that. I'd like to discuss a virtual reality game. I can't remember the name of it. Maybe we can use the Googly and
Yeah,
find
we
out.
could use the Google.
It's a really cool virtual reality game. I think we only had the demo, but from memory, it was really cool because I got to watch other people's reactions. And then when I experienced it for myself for the first time, it was so cool because I did not flinch.
Yeah.
Again, something up with me. I'm definitely a in the Dexter category.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got games, we've got some movies we can talk about, some TV shows, and yeah, maybe even some conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theories. I love that. Late night conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Do you remember back in the day on YouTube? Like, they're all on Rumble now. They've all gone changed platforms. But
Yeah.
back in the day, early YouTube, do you ever remember those conspiracy guys that used to have the most ridiculously conspiracies?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's still a whole bunch. Like, there's a YouTuber that I watch who has gone through pretty much every single conspiracy, to the point that there is a conspiracy that there is no conspiracies.
Whoa. I still like the conspiracy. My favorite is that all the birds aren't real. They're all government-controlled drones. Drones. They're all government-controlled drones. Do you remember that conspiracy?
Yeah,
Have you heard that one?
I've heard of that one. Yeah.
I believe it. You know, personally, you know, it must be real. What else is the government spending taxpayer money on?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe trips to Bali or something.
Yeah. I got so annoyed in 2016. There was Speaker of House Representative spending taxpayer money on helicopter rides, personal helicopter rides, and I was so annoyed when I heard that.
That's where they go.
I made an animation skit on my YouTube channel. A whole video dedicated to ripping on it.
Yeah, so we have a theme as well. So the music theme for this one it's actually in our Facebook description, Facebook page description. So where's that? I mean, obviously on Facebook.
Yep. So we have a Facebook group.
Our Facebook group.
Update with Evan and Nate. Yep.
Yep.
So we post it on there, don't we?
Yeah, it's in our description page. Have a look at that, and then I guess listen to their songs and see what the theme is. What the theme is, yeah.
Can you guess what the theme is? That's the main thing. If you can guess what the theme is, then you get a shout out on air. But speaking of which, later on in tonight's show, we have to give a shout out to some of our viewers.
Of
getting
course.
Comments coming through, reactions. We can touch a little bit on subjects that we had last week, such as the Cartoon Network one. There's a bit of an update on that.
Yeah.
So,
sweet.
Yeah, we have an update on that. People are commenting and saying the information's out of date now. I'm like, no, keep tuned. We're onto it. We're going to talk about it.
So easy. All right, let's start off with some tunes.
Yep.
Here on IPL Radio.
You're on Up Late with Evan and Nate.
Here on IPL Radio.
Quality content.
Top tier. All right, we're back.
Up Late with Evan and Nate.
You're on IPL.
I got it right this time.
Slyly.
I interrupted the last second, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah, so that last song was dedicated for you. Because of
why?
Well, look, you a murderess with a wood axe, and yeah.
Okay, guys, if you're listening, please go to YouTube channel RPL Radio and watch this when it's uploaded, do I look anything like a lumberjack Dexter?
I reckon you do. Like, straight up.
Okay. Okay. I'm willing to accept that I look a little bit like him, and it is Halloween, so I guess I could be dressing up like Dexter.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was a costume or a reality check or something.
A midlife crisis.
Oh,
it's a midlife crisis. That's all it is.
It could be. Yeah, you're only 26 though. I mean, that's an early midlife crisis.
I'm midlife crisis for my age. You know, live. What's that song? Forever Young.
Yeah,
you should play that tonight if it's on the
you
system.
could put that on.
Can you guess our theme?
Yeah.
Have you been liking the songs lately?
The theme is about lumberjacks and being young, I guess.
Lumberjacks and being young. Well, we shouldn't give it away. I mean,
damn.
is that what we're doing? We're giving it away tonight. The theme is just give away our theme.
Give away our theme.
That is a good theme. We should do that one night. just tell everyone our theme at the beginning.
Pretty sure we've already done that.
Have we?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
we can do it again.
Yeah.
Another theme. We just repeat our theme. We just do a theme we've already done. Would that work?
Yeah. We're doing live deals here. This is funny. I like it.
This is first-hand knowledge, people. So if you got a notepad, write it down, and you'll know what our theme is.
Yeah. So video games. Video games.
You know people that are like older, especially like when we grew up, like I think they're called boomers or whatever, baby boomers. They don't understand video games, and they're like, what are those video games? Like, video games.
They would always call it a Nintendo, even if it was like a PlayStation.
Oh yeah, you're on your Nintendo still. Like, no, this is an X and a triangle. That Nintendos don't have that.
Yeah,
this is a Y and a B.
To be fair though, like they won't grow up. Like we're the electrical, you know, the millennials that were born up with technology. They weren't. So like, as much as we're razzing them, it is fair that, you know, don't understand it. It's good. Like my mum, for example, like she knows a fair bit about electrical stuff, and like I taught her a fair bit, and she, you know, like. She was a gamer before me. That's where most of my inspiration was from. Like I grew up with a Nintendo controller in my hand because like before I was born, Mum actually already had like a Super Nintendo, an original Nintendo, and a whole bunch of stuff. And yeah, good gamer. But you're right. Like there's a bunch of people out there that don't know technology at all. Well, and it is kind of funny sometimes when they You're right, because I actually remember growing up myself. My mum and that would be playing the old PS1 and playing Crash. Yeah.
That was my inspiration. All I wanted to do was play Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
So now when I grow up, I just play Crash Bandicoot 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Two's actually the least that I've played. I love 1 and I especially love 3. Warped is good. But we're not talking about Crash
we're going to talk Halloween theme.
It's Halloween theme. There's no horror Crash, I think. Maybe.
We need to be writing some developers right now. We need this to happen.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot of spooky games out there. There's ones that, I don't know, kind of straight up terrifying. There's a bunch that are like just real cheap. Like Five Nights at Freddy's. That series to me, and like a bunch of those kind of ones are just straight up cheap. And horror games in general are cheap to make in the sense of they're, what's the words? Like your scare tactics are easy. Like they're just cheap thrills, and developers do it. Like for example, itch.io, right? That's where all the indie games are. Like that's where all my video games are made, or not made, but like uploaded. It's like the indie YouTube for gamers, right? If you look on there, like probably about 70 or 80% are just horror games because of how like cheap thrill they are, how easy they are. Like you just put something on, flash, boom, like screamy, there you go. There's no atmosphere in half of those games and stuff like that. But good horror games though, oh man, there are some great horror games. Do you know any good ones?
I have one that comes to mind, and I'm not very good on names, as you are probably aware. But if you know this one, feel free to comment on our group or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a VR game. Have you played many VR games?
Not really. Not a big fan of VR, but
Yeah,
I'd advise to do like VR stuff. Like it is pretty good. But yeah,
yeah. So in this VR game, I think it was like a demo. So
yeah,
I remember my brother, he was right into the VR. He got me into it. So we got all this VR equipment and that. And I didn't understand. I wasn't watching the TV. I was just looking at their reactions, and every one of them got terrified, like really quick. And I was like, "Oh, this is interesting. I got to figure this one out.
yeah,
I've got to get into this and experience it for myself." But the moment I played it, I remember watching because it's like one of those games. It's like really, I think it was a demo or version of the game. But you're
yeah.
basically trapped in a chair. You can't move. Like you move your head, but that's it. You look around, the lights go out, and then this creepy like I don't know if it's like a monster thing, bit like that one that comes out of the TV in that
Oh,
movie franchise.
I forgot her name. But yeah.
Yeah, so that sort of looking creepy thing when the lights go out starts coming around, then she disappears, then she's behind you, then
Yeah,
she disappears, and then she's coming up underneath like your legs,
yeah.
and then whack, she stabs you in the leg. Everyone freaked
That's
out, like, because
crazy.
the connection in your brain that wires that
Yeah,
up.
you would actually feel it,
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah,
that's sort of what everyone in my family was experiencing. But me personally, and I hadn't seen what they were experiencing. I just watched their reactions.
yeah,
When it happened to me, I was just like, I was watching. I was like, okay, this is happening. All right. I was consciously telling myself that this isn't real. So whatever happens doesn't matter.
yeah.
And then when it whack stabbed me in the leg, I looked down and I was like, huh. My reaction was literally just, huh.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared at all. And I don't know. Everyone's like, there's something wrong with you. You're a real psychopath.
I
And
mean,
I mean, I might look like
you
it
look
tonight.
like it
I am
tonight.
not a psychopath, Dexter. I don't know why everyone's saying that. Like, I couldn't pass for a serial killer, could I? Not
Uh,
tonight with my outfit.
I can't answer that on air.
Oh, fair enough.
So
You can answer it in a poll later.
so yeah, one of my favorite kind of horror games. This is horror, but think about when it was done. It was GameCube era, so it was like 2002.
Wow, that's GameCube, man. That's a
Yeah.
while back.
Um,
That's memories right there.
Yeah, so Eternal Darkness, Sanctity's Requiem. I
Yeah.
don't know if have you heard of that game?
I've heard of it, and I have no idea
Oh,
if I've
man.
played it. It's one of those games that you hear so much about, but you don't know if you've played it
Yeah.
because it's like a classic.
So it's a I don't completely remember the premise, but your grandfather dies. You go into his mansion to check out what it is, and you end up going through different time periods. And each time period you have to like sort out a whole bunch of stuff, riddles, clues, whatever. But you have a sanity meter. So when your sanity bar goes up, the game literally plays tricks on you. It is funny. There's like
Wow.
about 13 different things it can do to you. It can pretend that there is a boot screen, like a blue screen of death pops up.
That would just horrify me.
The this is old, so this is like CRT looking stuff, but your volume bar would go down like as if it was on your TV and it was turning itself down. It would change the channel. It would say like you would go to a save, try and save your game. Next time you save your game, it will be like, oh, your save is deleted. Like it would pretend that it's deleted.
What?
Crazy stuff like that. It is so cool. Yeah, like there's even a like a pretend decapitation one as well. Like your head's just on the screen. It's so funny. Like it's disturbing from the time period. Like it would have been scary back then.
Low
But
poly?
yeah, it's all low poly. Like
There you go. There you go. That's how it passes the regulations and everything.
yeah, it was. I mean, I think it's like rated M or MA. But yeah, I really want them to remake it because of like the amount of tricks you can do with that sanity bar is funny, especially these days. Like, yeah,
I want to see, like, if there's going to be a game that's remade, I want to see that game remade just so I can buy it and gift it to all the people that irritate me.
yeah.
Be like, here you go. Here you go. Enjoy this.
There's been like other games like spiritual, not really spiritual successes, but like other games that have done that, like kind of field. which is one of my favorite games. Now you're gonna laugh at this title, but it's called Pony Island. All right.
You still owe me a
I
pony.
know I
You
still
still
owe
owe
you a
me a pony.
pony.
You shouldn't have mentioned that because
I
now it's
know.
in my mind.
Now man, I totally forgot about that pony. But no, so Pony Island is a game where it's not all happy and stuff. Trust me. You're actually in purgatory playing this arcade game that the devil has made, and it's called Pony Island. All you do is you just run around as a pony, jumping over obstacles, and then it gets worse. There's a lot of programming kind of stuff in it, like you have to go in the actual like BIOS and stuff and try and fix it because certain things have broken. Um, but like there's bosses, so like the bosses are not viruses, like virus protection, like certain layers of the operating system of this arcade machine, and they're also demons like Asmodeus and other ones like that. Like
Yeah.
yeah, and so one of them, I think it actually is Asmodeus, does a trick on you where like to defeat him you have to obey his commands. But while he's saying stuff on the screen, because he wants you to type back certain things, right? So for example, he'll be like, "What's my name?" And he'll have it on the screen, but then you get distracted. When you get distracted, he changes it to actually type this, or put in the number of blah blah blah, and then he will be like, "No, actually, type in this instead." While he distracts you. So this game is on Steam,
Yeah.
and so when you're on Steam, the chat messages on the left side pop up. The genius of this is so good. The genius of one of the tricks that he does, is he pops up a message from your friend, like an actual friend on your friends list on Steam, and then with that friends list, he would like, you get pretended. I mean, you get trolled that like one of your friends is messaging you, so you go on there, and he's like, no, full blah blah blah. Like all of these messages come up from your actual thing, and then like when you fail, a big like hand comes out and grabs you. Like it actually scared me once because I didn't expect the big hand. Like it's like a realistic looking hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds.
It's some spooky stuff. Like it's more of a thriller than a horror, but like there's so like kind of genius kind of trickery ones. They're good ones. But yeah, is there any other ones you can think of? Like even old school ones like Resident Evil.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some really good. Because you got to find the game that really stands out, the one that you
Yeah.
remember. And honestly, my memory is pretty bad at the moment when it
Yeah.
comes to horror and that. I've just been so full on.
Yeah, I think I remember a lot about horror stuff is because I watch it. I don't play it, so I'm like, I know a lot about it,
Yeah,
but I haven't played it because I'm big baby. But
I'm the opposite. I'll play it and then not. I'll play it and completely not be freaked out.
yeah,
I'll just be like, huh, video game or movie, funny.
yeah. No, that's cool. Like, what else is there? Yeah, as I said, there is Resident Evil. Like the latest one is, or last two actually are pretty good. I've heard, 7 and 8. There's some other ones I can't think now as well. Oh, Alien Isolation. Have you heard of Alien Isolation?
Heard of it, not played it.
Yeah, so it's like part of the Alien franchise. That one's really good. That's very cat and mousey. Like it's you're getting chased by the xenomorphs, and like you can't really shoot. You don't have weapons, so you just have to run. It's pretty good. Yeah, you got like classic ones like Doom, like they from this standard OG Doom isn't scary at all, but like back in the day,
Doom was a great classic though.
yeah, back in the day, like people would get scared. Like my brother got scared, from playing it late at night. And like that's the thing, it's also atmospheric. Atmosphere is probably worse than a jump scare.
There we go. That's a game I remember. You just triggered something in my mind. Um, is it Slenderman?
Slender, the Arrival.
Yeah, you know the one
Oh.
where you're looking at you're looking
Trying to
looking
get
for
the pages in the
pages,
forest?
yes, and then you're running around and he comes after you.
Yeah.
That was a classic we played in school and outside of school. I used to
Yeah.
love that game. I'd play it for hours and I'd try and fight it, and I would actually survive for ages.
Yeah. There's some backstory that I can't really get into on air about Slender Man because that was originally creepypasta.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember.
There's some more stuff about that people did in terms of Slender Man, but the Slender game itself, I think there's two, is
Yes.
pretty freaky.
Yeah.
I would not play it. I was like putting my hand near my face when I was watching my friend like a YouTube. It wasn't even live. It was an actual YouTube video of my friend playing it. Yeah, no way I could do it.
Oh, I definitely would play.
Yeah,
I'd definitely play Slender Man any day. I'd play that again now if I could.
yeah.
Just because it's a classic. In fact, I might even try and get it. I don't even know what platforms you can get it on these days. I know it was on PC.
I'm sure it's still on PC. Yeah, I don't know if it's on anything else.
Is it free to download or is it before those days?
Honestly, I have no idea. I don't know. It could be free. Yeah, it could even have a version on itch. Yeah, I don't know.
Awesome.
But
I have to check that one out.
Let's get some songs back in.
Yes,
And then we'll talk a little bit more about games and then start talking about some movies. You got any horror
Sounds
movies?
good. Yep, there'll be a
Yeah.
few in there.
Sweet.
Just remember, no more Lumberjack songs.
No, I'll try not to. All right, here we go. Have some lime cordial instead. You like lime cordial?
I'm sure.
What about lime cordial?
I like lime cordial.
All right, yeah, you like lime cordial then. Here on IPL.
You're on Up Late with Evan and Nate.
Here on IPL Radio.
Quality content.
Top tier. We're up late.
With Evan and Nate.
Yeah, here on IPL.
Excellent. We've done well. We're doing it right. We
That
got it right
rhyme.
again.
That was weird.
That's right. That's so weird. So,
Yeah.
we got some good feedback. So for those
Yeah,
that
sweet.
are wondering, we occasionally put videos up on like YouTube on the Inspire Radio or IPL Radio YouTube channel, as well as some shorts on my one to do a bit of promo.
Yep.
And we got some good feedback over time. So our
do some shout outs.
yeah. So the first one is on our Cartoon Network segment we did on I think it was last week or the week before. When we spoke about how Warner Bros have brought out Cartoon Network Studios, and at the time it was looking like they were shut down.
Yeah, shut down, yeah.
So the update is they apparently are not shutting down. They've just brought them out. So all their properties will become Warner Brothers.
The old Disney trick.
Yeah, exactly like Disney. That's where I was getting with that. So
Yeah.
So we have Mars TV Cartoons. Formerly, I believe they're formerly known as Mars TV by Nikki Bass. She's a classic subscriber of mine, been a part of the community for years, and now she's obviously a part of the Up Late community too.
Yeah,
She said, "Great video, guys, really informative." So that was back then. And Sally I apologize if I get the name wrong. I am really bad with names. Most of you guys would know that now.
Yeah.
Sally Renteria says the answer is no. Cartoon Network is not going anywhere after merging with Warner Brothers. The TV channel will still be on air, and I believe that's the case. I'm not quite sure about the United States. I know on Foxtel here in Australia, it's still streaming, so it hasn't been shut down like the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
That was only a suspicion we had because once Disney built up Disney Plus and brought out Fox and all their properties, they did shut down the Disney Channel, so it was an option.
Yeah.
That's what we were discussing. So, we've got a few shout-outs. There is others. We'll get into that later on maybe, but let's continue with the Halloween theme because this is a Halloween.
This is Halloween. Speaking of that, actually, what I was singing is from my favorite movie, Nightmare Before Christmas. You like that one?
That's a good movie.
That's
yes.
a good movie. Good animations. It's not very horror themed. It's got some scary themes. It's Halloween. Great movie. It's not scary. You got some scaries? You know, like some scary movies? Not scary movie. We can't talk about that. That's not really horror.
That's spoof. Let's continue on with the spoof theme eventually, not tonight.
Yeah, eventually, yeah. Yeah, one of my favorite. So as I mentioned in the game segment, I'm big baby. Like I get scared fairly easily. I think it's mostly because of early YouTube. Thanks, early YouTube. The screamers. Remember that kind of stuff?
I love the early YouTube
Oh
screamers.
man,
The jump scares were amazing. Do you remember that one? I'll see if I can find it and show you one day. We'll get your reaction.
Is it the finding the key?
Possibly, but there's one I'm thinking of, and it's like you're looking over the mountains and there's a road.
Oh, that's an ad. That's an actual ad.
That was an ad, but I thought it was a jump scare made for YouTube.
Well, no, it wasn't made for YouTube. That was on TV.
Huh.
That was okay. I'm a big aficionado when it comes to ads, right? I love my adverts.
Yes.
To the point where I have a whole bunch of VHS that I'm like going through slowly, ripping out all the ads and uploading them and preserving them. Now the that ad that you're mentioning. So yeah, it looks like the start of a car ad. Like it's on the top of a hill. There's like some roads, and yeah, all of a sudden just a big like zombie thing jumps out and rah. It's for a coffee ad. Wake you up. I think it's for a coffee ad for like an energy drink.
Huh.
It's to wake you up in the morning.
So wait. That whole YouTube thing, how does it have anything to do with coffee except it wakes you up? Because it's surprising.
That's
the only connection
That's the only connection it has.
Huh.
Welcome to adverts. Marketing.
No, I know. I love marketing, but my ads go back to like Chickens and Night, and
yeah.
I'm from down south, so I had
Yeah.
Duper. I think they had Fat Cat up here on Channel 7, all those sorts of things. I love that stuff. One day I should dress up as Fat Cat and just come into the studio and just chill out, see if anyone says anything.
So yeah, one year I actually dressed up as Fred Flintstone, and now I get called John Goodman, like because of that.
He played Fred Flintstone in the live action, didn't he? Yeah.
So like back in 2009, I dressed up as Fred Flintstone for Halloween, and ever since then, everyone, even now, like new friends, have called me John Goodman, because of my size and because I was dressed up as Fred Flintstone. So, but yeah. No, horror movies. Like one of my favorite horror themed movies. It's more thriller, but yeah, 1408. Have you heard of that?
Heard of it? Not sure if I've seen it.
So it was originally a Stephen King short story.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Stephen King. Anything Stephen King. Horror.
Stephen King is one of the lords of horror, if not the grandfather. Actually, no, he wouldn't be called the grandfather because there's like, what's his name? That guy.
That guy. That's a perfect name. That's very descriptive. I know what it's like when you're trying to remember.
Oh no, I like it too. The whole genre of it is like named after him as well. Cthulhu and stuff. Oh, we'll have to go on the Googly because my brain's dead.
When you said genre named after him, I was thinking of the Kubrick stare.
Oh no.
The Kubrick stare.
No. So yeah, Stephen King. Yeah, like he's got some good stories. I can't read him though. How he writes is weird. But anyway, 1408 is about a guy who like goes to all of these haunted hotels and mansions and stuff, and he's an actual novelist, and he writes down like all of these books, blah blah blah, about his times at like hotels, and he rates them and stuff. Most of them are fake, pretty much all of them are fake. And so he's just bored, and he just thinks everything's a scam. He goes to this hotel, which like the room 1408 is banned. Everyone that's been there has died. A whole bunch of vicious acts has happened to them. And he thinks it's just all put on because most of the time the people that own these hotels tend to just put on a story just to attract tourists. That's the whole point of haunted stuff.
Yeah.
Is it's a tourist attraction. Also, this movie has one of my favorite actors in it, Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel Jackson, Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah. See, everyone goes straight to Snakes on the Plane.
I usually go straight to
Pulp Fiction.
San Andreas.
Oh, San Andreas. Oh,
He's hard in that video
yeah.
game.
He's the
Tenpenny.
cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The corrupt cop.
Yeah, Tenpenny. But no. So yeah. So he goes up to the what's it called? To the room and seems normal, and then it just gets worse and worse from there. There is a slight jump scare, like spoilers. There is a slight jump scare that always gets me every single time, even though I've seen this movie like 10 or 12 times. But yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Any have you seen like any good horrors? Do you like horror?
My mind's on Snakes on a Plane at the moment. Not so much horror, but jump scare. You know, the whole snakes coming at you. Imagine being confined in a small space with gigantic snakes. That would be just terrifying.
That's the thing. Horror can be different forms as well. Like there is horror movies, but if you're like, for example, if you have a phobia of snakes, that movie is not like. I mean, the movie is not good anyway. It's a terrible movie, but that movie, because of your phobia, like
I'll tell you another good movie. There's one called I can't remember if it's Elevator or Devil. It's one of those sorts of things. But basically, the premise is that people get trapped. Like a bunch of people get trapped in this elevator. It goes up in a skyscraper and it just gets stuck.
Yeah.
One of the people in the elevator is the devil.
Oh, that's crazy. I've never heard of that one before.
Over time, one by one, people just get killed off. And at the end, it's revealed who the devil is, who the devil is posing as. And I'm not going to spoil the movie, but it's someone that dies early on.
Oh, that's crazy.
So it's kind of like, wait, really? Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
And then it's like a whole in traditional devil style. It reveals more about you than the devil itself. You know, like you made this mistake, you need to change your life, sort of thing. And it's a cool movie.
That's very Saw as well. Like Saw,
they're making a new Saw. That's what we should talk about.
They're making a new Saw,
and they have the original guy coming back.
Yeah, the actual John Kramer.
Yeah.
Tobias. Oh no, what's his name?
Googly, save us.
Googly. It starts with a T, but it's not Mr. T though.
I pity the fool that don't play my games.
Wait, what? I don't want any of that. Tobin Bell.
Tobin Bell.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's 80 and he's still acting. But yeah, it's gonna be the 10th Saw, which I don't know anything about it because spoiler alert, he dies in Saw 3.
Yeah.
So
right.
it
And it continues on with other people.
Continues on with other people. Yeah. It's so good. Like, I'm not a big slasher fan. Like, I don't like a lot of gore kind of movies, but I like the twists and the turns and like the mystery of the whole franchise and a whole bunch of that. Like, that's some crazy stuff that happens. But in terms of even the traps, even the actual games and traps that Jigsaw does is like, that's some creepy stuff.
Do you want to know something really bad?
Yeah.
I made a parody of Saw.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
You're just like, no, I'm not surprised about that. Whatever. I expect that.
Yeah, you are a lumberjack.
Oh, here we go. I was the victim. My name was Tim in the thing. It wasn't ever revealed. I just later made sure the Wikipedia was correct, and it just came up Tim. I was like, oh, I guess I'm Tim. Vic Tim. Perfect, brilliant.
Vic Tim.
But the whole premise was a rip on Annabelle mixed with that girl that we mentioned earlier. It comes out of the TV and Saw, and the idea is the apple core, because it goes after children that do not eat their fruits and veggies.
Yeah.
We thought at the time it was such a great idea to do it low budget as possible. So instead of getting a TV doing any special effects, we got a box cut out a square in it and wrote TV on top. And it was so bad. Like, looking back on it, like, I'm proud of it, but it's so bad to look back on. And in the end of, I just went with it, and I went full out in like 2017, because we did this in like 2010. That channel has since been removed from YouTube, and I've lost it, and I've just been working with the new channels I've got. So anyway, in 2017, I went all out, and I decided to recreate it. Since I was making Lost the Plot, my animated web series with Channel Frederator, I decided, you know what? That's my animation style. I fully mixed live action with animation. And I had this reporter come through, also named Annabelle. Hilarious.
That's creepy.
And she came in and asked me a bunch of stories. Now, the lighting in this filming was horrible. We did not have a good space to film the whole movie in. But anyway, basically, she's like, what do you remember? And I was like, I remember it being very animated. And then I switched it to animation, and I just used the original audio clips that we had from the original movie and recreated the whole thing. And then later on, even later on from that, I brought back the animated style of the movie, and I had, again, using the same animated audio clips, and I brought my main character, Harry from Lost the Plot, and put him in the chair. And he just, like, because he sort of, like, breaks the fourth wall and knows who I am, and he just rips on me, a bit like you.
Yeah.
He just has, every time he hears my name, he's like, really? That guy? And his dad's like, show him some respect. Actually, I've never done my voices on here before.
Yeah, that's
what I look like when I do the voices.
Yeah.
Hey, you kids, get off my lawn. He's doing the voices again.
No, so
that goes with the horror theme. That's got to be pretty scary.
I mean, that's scary seeing you doing that. Yes, definitely. Yeah, that made me lost the plot.
Oh, thank you. I love it when people do that. They just, that's why I named it Lost the Plot, because when people say that, I can be like, yeah, that's you're referencing us. Thank you.
But yeah, no, let's get some tunes going, and then we can talk about shows, and then maybe some conspiracy theories.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's IPL Radio.
Yeah.
Your voice, your community station. You are listening to IPL Radio.
You're up late
with Evan and Nate.
Yeah, here on IPL.
Excellent. We did.
Yeah, we did it.
That song we just played. What were you thinking? Good song. I will admit, good song. But is it really fitting our show?
Just trying to spice it up.
Yeah. I didn't roll with that. It's holiday season. It's Halloween. Right around the corner is Thanksgiving in the US. And
my day off.
Technically, we're still on air. It's not really a day off unless you're not here. But I get what you're saying.
Okay. I thought it was Halloween tomorrow, so it was like holiday season. Yeah,
no, I think only Victoria gets that off, or Tasmania, one of them. We don't get it off.
Yeah. No. Well, that's Monday. No, tomorrow's Monday. What day is it? What year is it?
I don't know. I gave up like in 2017.
Yeah, same.
I'm still 16 as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Well, this song, a lot of people conspired to think that Rihanna stole that from Sia. But I had to look it up. It was in fact written by Sia intentionally.
So she wrote it for Rihanna.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
So Diamonds was written by Sia for Rihanna.
Yeah, and
good.
Yeah. So so there's like a lot of crazy conspiracy theories. You got any good conspiracy theories since it's Halloween?
In music theme, we'll get into the scary ones in a second, but in music, I like the conspiracies that are real. So Pitbull had a song where he used a theme that was taken by the band Aha, Take On Me.
Yeah.
That was a real, like, you don't notice it unless you know both songs. And even then, you're like, probably in your head, you're like, I've heard this somewhere. But you don't genuinely think unless you heard both songs side by side. A lot of people, even a bunch of radio stations started, like, playing side by side, and it was confirmed. He had the tune. I think he had to pay for it. So
I don't know if that's a conspiracy or just a rip-off. There's a lot of rip-offs. There's the 27 Club.
Yeah.
You heard of the 27 Club?
Yes, I have heard of the 27 Club. Apparently, Miley Cyrus was terrified she was going to be in that club.
Yeah, there was a lot. Well, Amy Winehouse was terrified she was going to be part of it, and she is. unfortunately,
Yes.
but
That was
rest in peace.
tragic.
But yeah,
Kurt
like
Cobain, I believe, was he
yeah,
in that
Kurt
one?
Cobain. There's a bunch of them. I'm pretty sure if did it start with Hendrix, or Hendrix is part of it. I don't know if it started with him, but like there's a whole bunch of like not even musicians, but there's actors, a lot of famous people in general that like died at the age of 27. Um, but
It's just a really bad coincidence, I believe.
yeah,
It's tragic though, isn't
it
it?
is tragic. Yeah. I mean I should have started with the other conspiracy I have,
Which
because that
is
one's the tragic. But I mean, they're both to do with death in a way. Now this one I believe in, but the Paul is dead theory. You heard of that one?
Hang on, is this like similar to Avril Lavigne being someone else?
Yeah, it's similar to Avril Lavigne. Basically, it's the same thing, right?
That she
That
was
Avril
replaced.
Lavigne died
She was replaced.
and
Yeah.
she was replaced. Paul McCartney died in a motorcycle accident and got replaced.
I have
So-
heard that, and it started with the album cover. He was the only one that was barefoot.
So
and-
after like he supposedly died, all the album covers after that since had subliminal messages, which if you look at it, kind of makes sense. Like that's why I semi-believe in it, because but it's a conspiracy. It's not always true.
That's the thing with conspiracies. They're conspiracies.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless they're proven,
Yeah,
they're not true.
Exactly. So, like there's the what's it called? Like Sergeant Pepper's. Man, my brain is not working today. Sergeant Pepper's. Let It Be. All of those, like the just the back end of the Beatles. All had like subliminal messages. Abbey Road.
Oh, that's a cool conspiracy to look into. You ever heard backwards masking?
Oh yeah.
Backwards masking is cool.
You talking about like Led Zeppelin?
Yeah, well, it's in songs. It's apparently even in politicians' speeches. Obama, yes, we can, backwards.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what it says, but, you can look that one up.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I've never actually played a record backwards. I would really want to.
You've
But
got
like,
vinyl. You can do that.
I know.
You're like one
I
of
do
the
have
only
vinyl.
people that can do it genuinely. Anyone can put anything and put an effect to it and say it's
Yeah.
backwards, but you can do it for real.
Yeah, I don't want to screw up my vinyl. I actually do have.
Don't you just put it on and reverse it?
Yeah, but because of how the stylus, how the needle
Yeah.
is, like it's not straight down, it's angled.
Yeah.
So if you're pulling it back, it will push it.
Yeah.
And
I
so
see.
it's not good.
Don't do that.
No.
Not worth it. Not even for good content.
Yeah. You can get DJ ones where because they're for scratching.
Yeah.
They're on purpose to actually scratch. So they're more durable. But
Yeah.
I don't have one of them.
They are cool. I've seen them, and I've seen the digital ones as well. They're
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cool.
the digital ones are pretty cool too. But yeah. There's a lot of cool conspiracies. There's a lot that we can't speak to
heavily on
air because they can be pretty rough. But
And we
yeah.
don't want to be spreading
interesting.
but it's
Well, yeah.
interesting.
It's-
It's interesting to talk about
It's good to talk
openly,
about.
though,
Yeah.
because it's always good to challenge ideas and
Yeah.
have an open communication about it. That's the whole thing with Elon Musk buying Twitter. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
Now that's a horror story. No, but seriously, he's gone through with it. Apparently, he's fully brought it out.
Yeah.
And he's gone in. Did you see he tweeted? He's changed his Twitter bio to Chief Twit, and he's walked in there with a sink, and he said, "Entering Twitter HQ, let that sink in."
Oh no.
I don't know. Have you seen that?
No, I have not actually. That's hilarious.
For a billionaire who a lot of the political left don't like, he's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. He just goes a little bit like Donald Trump when he had a sense of humor, except minus the fact he wasn't a politician. Like Elon Musk isn't a politician, so you can have a laugh with some of the stuff he says because he's not going to trigger a world war. But yeah, I think Twitter will do well under him. I think that he will change some things, and it'll be interesting to see if he can make it profitable.
Yeah.
Maybe we can put a up late page on Twitter eventually. Who knows?
Speaking of horror stories going good though, Meta is dying.
Yes,
Metaverse.
the metaverse. That's Zuckerberg, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's unfortunate because Facebook is part of the metaverse, but like the metaverse, like experience, like the VR stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That is dying.
people aren't
already.
liking like.
No.
I want to see a full body, like when you're playing, you don't want to be playing some sim character
Yeah.
with floating arms and like. I get it, you don't need that stuff, and I'm not in the ins and outs of the tech side of it.
Yeah.
But I just believe, like, when I look at it, it's not an appealing. It just the idea's there, but Facebook did Facebook well,
Yeah.
Microsoft did computers well. Look at what happens when they tried to enter the phone race. Microsoft phone. Do you know anyone with
I
a Windows
remember
phone?
that. No one had that I know of.
Yeah, and now you look at like, where's the Windows phones? They're
Yeah.
non-existent. They're out there, but they're really expensive as
Yeah.
classics, So I guess Facebook will become like that. He needs to focus, in my opinion, I think he needs to focus his attention to getting Facebook right first before he moves on to something else. Look at
Yeah.
Apple, like with iPhones and iPads. They did computers well, but they weren't the leading computer manufacturer because they had
Yeah.
other things. But they were for a time the leading phone manufacturer and music, iPods. Like they had that, and they focus on one project at a time. Like Apple's talking about bringing out an electric car now. That does not sound like a good idea.
They bought out a gaming platform in the 90s.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was terrible. On the Googly, I forgot what it's called. It was really bad.
Another horror thing. You
Pippin.
should. Oh, Pippin. Apple
Yeah,
Pippin.
the Apple Pippin. It was
Huh.
so
Okay, I'm gonna look into this.
yeah.
Interesting.
They're a couple of dollary-doos if you wanted to go get one now because they weren't manufactured. There's not that many manufactured, and also, yeah. I mean, people who collect retro stuff like to put a big price tag on it.
How much do you think the first ever Apple computer sold for?
A couple of bucks, $2. I don't know.
Search it up. Use the Googly. I want to see your reaction. Googly, cue up his reaction. I want to see it. Put it on him. Put it on him. Camera.
Mac. Computer. Oh,
See how much did it sell for? Yeah, it'll cost. That'll come up with it.
yeah.
Oh, hang on. That's Macintosh. Just say how much did the first Apple computer sell for?
Yeah, that's Apple Macintosh. It's the same thing.
No. Online. We're talking conspiracies here.
Yeah.
Apple computer. Because that's saying it sold for like, there you go. There you go. There you go. That's the response I wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
the
for,
Apple One went on sale back in 1976 for the price of $666.66 because Steve Wozniak liked the numbers. That is marketing. That's bad too because computers weren't a thing back in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
So to be like, here's a tool that you can use for $666. That's
It's
bad
66
marketing.
cents.
That's bad marketing.
I laughed when I saw that. I was like, wow. And these guys wonder why there's conspiracies about their
Yeah.
products.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's funny. $666.66 US.
Yeah. US. But yeah, like there's some crazy conspiracies. There's yeah, I mean like there's your typical like aliens or that the classic like Earth is flat, Earth is hollow,
Ooh.
all those kind of ones.
I love the Earth is flat theory.
There is different shapes and sizes about Earth. Like there is literally flat, hollow, internal. So we're inside it, and the exterior is exterior. There's square. I mean, have you played Minecraft? The Earth is a square, like a cube in Minecraft.
That solves it right there.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. That's that. We've solved the mystery, guys.
The
There's
Earth
no
is-
such thing as a flat Earth, or if it is flat, it's square.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
a
a
cube.
round Earth. That's where the conspiracy is. Yeah, we solved it. We
Get,
solved it. There
get
we
your
go.
tinfoil hats on.
Oh well, I don't have. I've got this other hat, but I can get my tinfoil hat. We'll bring it in next show. Perfect. We just solved it on
Yeah.
there. We literally have figured out what scientists have not been able to figure out for thousands of years.
But yeah, no, there's some crazy ones out there, like those typical ones. I'm trying
The
to
moon
think of
landing
other
is
ones.
fake. Moon landing is fake.
I believe in that too, actually.
You do.
Sorry to everyone out there. I'm sorry to everyone out there, but Stanley Kubrick actually did that. Like,
There's a song. Is it Kid Rock? I can't remember who does it. And they're like, in the lyrics, it's like, and the moon landing, filmed in a Hollywood basement.
I know
Spaceman
that song.
is the final frontier, but filmed in a Hollywood basement.
Yeah. That's Californication
That's
by
it.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
There we go. I knew it was Kid Rock or Red Hot Chili Peppers or something.
Yeah.
They're one of those bands that I get mixed up. You ever do that with Prince,
yeah.
Michael Jackson? You get them mixed up.
But no, I do believe that it was.
You reckon?
Like, I reckon the first
That means that no one's been to the moon yet, or if they have, they haven't.
Well, they have, but it might not have been documented.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, the moon is not fake. I believe that much. But
the conspiracy theorists for the flat Earth say the moon isn't even a physical object. How does that work?
I don't know how that works. But I reckon 100% that, like, because think about it. The first person to actually step on the moon...
Neil Armstrong?
Yeah, Neil Armstrong.
Yep.
Technically wouldn't have been. It would have been the cameraman because of how the camera was angled.
Yeah.
Back then, they didn't have cameras like that. They were huge things back in the 60s. They wouldn't have had one docked on the spaceship, right? On the outside. The cameraman was stepped away from the spaceship.
Interesting. So if it is real, they somehow got the cameraman there first.
Yeah, so Neil Armstrong wouldn't have technically been the first man on the moon.
Interesting. See, I'm only a conspiracy theorist in the sense of comedy. I say I am, and then I go right into it, and I act like I fully believe it, but I really just don't have the time or energy to really go into it. But that one is intriguing.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, it's...
So, I'm just trying to think, like... So if they sent the camera there first, then that means... They would have set the camera there, surely.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the film of him stepping off the shuttle. So
interesting. And there's the whole. I have seen this one where they talk about the flag waving. There's no atmosphere.
Yeah.
But then Mythbusters did this whole debunking. They did debunk it on there. So I mean that makes sense. But then again, that could just be them covering up. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Cue that X-Files theme. Yeah, interesting. What other ones are there? There's that.
There's a bunch of conspiracies, and that's the thing. Like, there's.
I might be won over with the moon thing. I don't know. I do believe they probably have been there. I
think there've been people on there.
Yeah.
I just, because of the whole space war thing back then, the space race, I think that's why they did it. All right, like that must have been why. But like, yeah, obviously there's no 100% proof. I mean, that's the thing with conspiracies as well. Like, anything you can say or do is what you believe in.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Interesting. I'm trying to think of another one. There has to be another good one. I know there's a whole bunch of them centered around the JFK assassination. That unfortunate event.
That one's unfortunate. That one is...
That was really sad. The reason I mentioned that, though, is because there is a link between the assassination of President Kennedy and the assassination of President Lincoln.
Yeah.
What's the link?
Well, that's a conspiracy, but also a coincidental.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So the place he Lincoln was assassinated in was
the Ford Theater,
and Kennedy was in a Ford or something,
or was in a Lincoln.
Yeah. So,
and they both have the same birthday, and some other stuff like that. Like, they were like tied together. Yeah, it's crazy, that one. But I don't know if that
again, back to the 27, the Club 27.
Club. Yeah.
It's just a huge coincidence. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
well, that's the
it's
thing.
really
Like,
intriguing,
conspiracies and coincidentals can be one or the other.
Yeah.
As well. But like, there's some crazy things you can think about. Like, get your mind around it. I like all of this kind of stuff in terms of just having good fun. Like, as much as I believe in like the Beatles and the moon landing, it's just what I believe in. It doesn't matter.
Well, that's the thing, and anyone can believe anything. We're not saying you can or can't believe anything. We're not endorsing
I'm not
any
saying that
conspiracy
it's
theories.
actually true.
We do not endorse like going out and becoming tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theories, but we do find open communication about it is good, because you can't suppress communication either, because that's pushing one idea and that's it. It's good to have an open discourse about it and keep an open mind to the possibility that some things are different to how they've appeared or the official story has been told. There's a whole heap of them that are interesting.
I mean, same as the classic UFOs.
Yeah,
UFOs are the same thing, right? Like, UFOs are, a lot of people believe that there's aliens. I mean, there has to be more than just us. Right?
Oh yeah, intelligent life. There's going to be more. I mean, look at the pyramids. That's another conspiracy theory of a different style.
Yeah.
There's
so many different things around them that they were from alien, like there were alien technologies that made the pyramids. There's pyramids on Mars, all of this kind of stuff.
Unless the Earth is flat, in that case, that's not true. But like the interesting thing about the pyramids is I've looked into the structure of them. Essentially, they were built to be able to produce free energy.
Yeah.
The conspiracy theory around them is that they weren't a tomb. I mean, they might have been.
Used as a tomb,
but
down
the
below.
People that the Egyptians we know from history, the theory is that they didn't actually build them; they found them and then used them for their own. Purposes. Maybe they built a few similar-looking ones to fit in, and then that could be true. But the theory is that they're actually a lot older than we realize. The top of the erosion goes back to carbon dating, and they were underwater at some point. So a lot of if you look into ancient civilizations, almost every single one of them, in one form or another, have a water event or a catastrophic event of water covering the entire Earth, or in religious things you got like Noah's Ark, things like that. Even so, and the Mayans have their version, and there's all these sorts of different theories. So that does make sense that there could have been a civilization here before that.
Yeah.
And they could have built that for their own purposes. And it said the conspiracy goes into the fact that Tesla, Nikola Tesla, the guy that the car company that Elon Musk owned is named after and everything, worked with Edison.
Like big electricity.
Yeah, they're saying that the theory is that he was onto it. He produced wireless electricity being beamed through the air, the same way that the pyramids were initially structured. But, as you could expect, the conspiracy says that, Big Electric would lose a lot of dollars. They wouldn't get a lot of money, so they shut it down. And that's the conspiracy. Whether it's true or not, we won't know.
Yeah.
And again, we're not endorsing it. We're just speaking about it. It's just an idea. It's out there.
It's a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of things that just like are good to look in to see. Just I don't know what to say. I like looking at all of this kind of stuff and just thinking, putting my own spin on it.
I'm definitely interested in the moon one now. I'm going to be looking into that because
there's a bunch of different videos on it.
What would be the reason? That's what we have to look at. Why would the US,
as I said, it would be the space race between them and Russia.
I will admit though, I have seen photos online of very similar landscapes that look exactly like the moon.
Yeah.
And that makes sense, but I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's not.
Of course.
Like you said, you believe in it. That's awesome, because now I can look into that and now I can speak to you openly about that without knowing that I have to put on a tinfoil hat and go to a convention.
But but no, I just realized at the time is let's get some tunes going and some ads going, and
no
then
problem. We'll sign off after that probably.
Yeah, here on IPL.
Thank you for joining IPL with John Goodman and Nate.
Damn. Yep. Up late
with Evan and Nate.
You're on IPL.
Perfect job. And yeah, we are joined here by Jaboogali, who's done a lot of our camera work. We're just giving a bit of a shout out to Jaboogali.
Yeah, just like if they're squeezing like Queen right now, that means I'm not here to do it. But if when they split up and the camera change them, that's when I'm doing it.
We do a lot of filming for platforms like YouTube. And Jaboogli's helping us move the camera around and make sure we're all in frame. So good work, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what he's trying to say, is that he's helping us do some of that. So yeah, it's good that he helps us with that when he can.
Yeah.
So what else are we talking about? Or are we going straight into another tune to finish off?
Oh yeah, we should.
Because we're running short on time, aren't we?
We were having some big discussions, big talks. It's good Halloween theme. We didn't get into the full horror, but
maybe we can continue on Wednesday. It's a day after Halloween, so continue the Halloween theme.
No, 2 days. Isn't it Monday? Isn't it tomorrow?
Halloween.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Halloween. Sorry, I'm a day behind. My bad.
We can have 2 days.
2 days, yeah.
It's still
close. It's still the week. It works.
Yeah,
I'm not that bad.
But yeah, all right. We're going to continue on the update.
Midweek update with Evan and Nate. Halloween special part 2.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But no, thanks for listening. If you know the theme, make sure that you put
comment.
it on Facebook.
Come check out the IPL Radio YouTube channel. Leave a comment there. I don't know if you can leave comments on Spotify. All I know is that I put a poll up on our last upload, and 100% of votes say you should buy me a pony. And
was it you that voted?
Yes, I did vote. And what else is there? Our Facebook group. You can comment on there and interact with us. So if you're not already joined, you can go to update/uplate with Evan and Nate, and tell us what our theme is.
Well, so anyone can join.
And come in, say good day, guess our themes. Tell Evan he needs to buy me a pony, and yeah.
All right, let's finish off with some Harry Styles here on IPL. Thanks for listening.
You're on Up Late with Evan and Nate.
Here on IPL Radio.
Quality content.
Top tier.